are listening to Rocket Shop Radio Hour here at Big Heavy World. I'm your host, Abby BK. And with us tonight in the studio, we have the one and only Marina Prikis.
Yay, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing well. Very happy to be here. We have a cozy little setup here.
We do.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, we have a little, for listeners listening, we have a little crowd in here tonight to support Marina. So yeah, how have you been since we saw you last? You were here in the studio not too long ago, not for Rocket Shop, but for other podcasts happening in the space. You just graduated from Middlebury College. You're on your next journey. How has that been going?
Yeah, no, it's good. I've been traveling, visiting family. So I was in Cyprus. I'm half Greek, seeing everyone there. In Hungary, where my mom's from, and it was nice to kind of just travel, see people, relax. But yeah, I'm moving to New York in a few weeks. So a lot of preparing for that, trying to find a job, trying to keep up with music projects. But it's all good things, exciting things, and just trying to live in the moment. And yeah.
Yeah, that's so exciting. You're in a new era.
Yes.
So with your travels, did you find that, was there anywhere new that you traveled, or were you just visiting family?
Yeah, I also went to London for a few days, which I'd been before, but it was really fun to explore the city more and even just be a tourist in some of these places where I've been going for years. I always like to make sure I'm trying new things, going to new places. I had some friends visiting, so I showed them around, did all the touristy things. So yeah, it was good. It was good.
Nice. Did you find that any of your travels inspired any of your, any new music or ideas?
Yeah, I definitely got back and wrote some things down.
No way.
Trying the TikTok thing too, and
Yes.
using that as a bit of an incentive to make new things and share them. But I'm definitely kind of digesting what I saw and what happened and trying to put that into good music. So,
yeah. Well, tell us a little bit more about the TikTok. So I feel like TikTok has now become such a great platform, though, to be discovered and for artists to put their craft out there. So how have you been leaning into that?
Yeah, I mean, it's rough. It's rough out there. I kind of, in the beginning, I set a goal for myself to try and post every day for a while and see how that goes. And I think the biggest thing when you're starting out is that you're just gaining confidence in yourself as you go and getting new ideas. It's not really about I'm getting a lot of views or a lot of followers. It's I'm starting to believe in myself more with every video. And even that one person that comments or that one person that follows, it definitely makes me more excited. So I think for me, I'm using it as just a way to grow and test out what I like, what I don't like. And I think eventually if you keep going at it, something will come out of it. So
totally. Yeah, you got to keep at it. So what kind of content are you making? And are you doing mostly performance, you playing? Or are you doing a mix of kind of I don't know, everyday life?
Yeah, a mix. I initially started, so I have this one song that I've been working on called Male Manipulator, and it's this dancey pop song that's very different from my usual piano ballads. And so I was trying to figure out ways to market that and make different kinds of captions, or I'm wearing sunglasses, singing really seriously in this one, or doing a little dance in this one. So I've been doing some of that, and then some of live covers or live snippets of my own songs on the piano. But when I was traveling, I would just be sitting on a bench somewhere and just be okay, something is better than nothing. And then surprisingly, those are the ones that take off the most.
Yep.
So yeah.
The ones you don't try on, right?
Exactly.
You spend hours editing one specific video and then it's the one that you post right away.
Yeah, I used to spend hours, 20, 30 videos of the same clip, and I'm realizing that to be more efficient, you just have to go. Even if something isn't perfect, people like that better anyway, or aren't really paying attention. So
right. Well, very exciting, because I know that you're playing some new material that hasn't been released yet. Is Male Manipulator one of the songs you're playing? Or?
It is not today, because it's I'm still finishing it up, and it's more of a kind of singing to a recording, but it'll be out soon.
Nice. Well, we would love to hear the first song that you do have ready. So what have you got for us?
Yeah, so this one's a song called Like a Tide. Thought it was a good one to start with, so yeah, hope you enjoy. Waves crashing in, castles castles to build, that was our love. Breath of fresh air, a lighthouse on the hill, that was our love. Wanted him like I wanted to feel myself again. Wanted him like the sea that had been calling me. He wanted me like a memory he never had. Wanted me like I wanted him, not a void to fill, void to fill, void to fill. And nothing could ever feel right with the world on the edge and the storm coming. And he said, you make me feel so alive. Ran his hand through my hair and he swept me away like a tide. He drew me in and he dropped me down like a tide, like a tide. Laughter echoing, a penny in the sand, that was our love. A life out in the distance, but pure imagination, that was our love. Wanted him like the freedom that I used to have. Wanted him like the waters where I found myself. He wanted me like the only thing that he had left. Wanted me like I wanted him, not a void to fill, void to fill, void to fill. And nothing could ever feel right with the world on the edge and a storm coming. And he said, you make me feel so alive. I said, just take my hand, and he swept me away like a tide. He drew me in and he dropped me down like a tide, like a tide. A lifeboat in the distance, a pure imagination. Oh, I wanted you to save me, but you just brought me deeper and deeper and deeper. And nothing could ever feel right with the world on the edge and the storm coming. And he said, you make me feel so alive. I got lost in his stare and he swept me away like a tide. He drew me in and he dropped me down like a tide, oh, like a tide, oh, like a tide, oh, like a tide, like a tide. He swept me away, he swept me away.
Marina Prikis, like a tide. So beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, that was so fun.
So tell us a little bit more about that song. So when did you write that one, and tell us a little bit more about like your process for it?
Yeah, so this one's new in the sense that it's unreleased, but I actually wrote it, let's see, it was the summer after my freshman year of college, but I wrote it about the year before. So the song's kind of about COVID and falling in love during that time. And like, you know, nothing could ever feel right with the world on the edge. It was kind of this dark time for everyone. And it's like, I ended up meeting someone during that time, and it just talks about how like your feelings can be affected kind of because of the situation you want to get out of, or kind of this sense of comfort that you're seeking. And I definitely, when I started writing it, I was like, okay, I want to try and write a song that has like water, beach metaphors. And usually don't go about my writing that way, but this was a fun way to do that. So yeah, kind of supposed to feel like a storm.
Yeah. It's beautiful. So when you play the song now, is there any like new meaning that you feel like you can draw to it in this time?
Yeah, I think For sure. I don't think I'm at that place.
Yeah.
But I could see myself relating to it again soon. I think it's definitely a song to come back to whenever you're maybe feeling like you're being influenced by something else and making decisions kind of off of not exactly what you feel, but like what you want to feel or need to feel because of a situation that you're in, if that makes sense.
It's always just interesting to see like if artists have their, like if they personally feel like the meanings of their songs change over time, right? Because you might think that you write something for one reason and then years later like, well, this resonates completely differently, right? So I was curious if that was true for you. So in terms of like actually writing, take us through your songwriting process. So what kind of like comes first to you as an inspiration? Do you have the tune? Are you fiddling on piano? What does that look like for you?
Yeah, I think for me they kind of both happen at the same time, but usually it starts with like a chord progression that I really like. Usually I just try a lot of, I don't think about it too much. I just try different combinations, or maybe there's a song I really like that I like the chord progression and kind of use that or interpolate it to make it my own. And then usually I have some sort of melody and then I put words to that, but I'm definitely like, oh, like this vowel would sound good with this part of the song. And then it's like kind of a puzzle from there. So for me, I'm definitely like all about how it sounds to the ear and how it complements the instrument.
Yeah. Was that process true for that last song? Like, did you start in the same way that you described?
Yeah. And sometimes it's like I had this little motif idea and then I just kind of just heard the melody and then was like, okay, I'm writing about water. I'm writing about this kind of love that I kind of saw as a way to be saved, or that's something that was lucky, or something that had this big future, you know, like castles to build. It's like, oh, there's so much we can build from here, or like it's a penny in the sand. Like it's something that I just like found and came to me. But why did it feel like that? Why did it feel like that? I'm exploring that. And then the bridge is kind of like, you know, it was a lifeboat in the distance, but it was all imagination. Like I thought I could get X, Y, Z from this, but in reality, like I was just seeking an out from a dark place.
Yeah, I love the metaphors. So how often are you writing? Like, are you writing often these days? I know you said that you were inspired by some of your travels, but
yeah, when I got back, I've been trying to kind of jot my ideas down, whether it's like a verse and a chorus, or like usually have ideas coming. I just have my voice memo app ready and I kind of record things into my phone. But whenever I'm really busy and kind of all over the place, I think sometimes it takes me a second to kind of come down from it and like digest, and then things come out easier.
Yeah, that was kind of my follow-up question. Do you feel like your process, do you have things kind of like sitting for a while that you have like a chorus finished, but maybe not the full song? Or do you tend to like get inspiration and when it hits, you're all in and you can finish like a song in a sitting?
I think it's a combination. I definitely, like this was one of those songs that I finished really fast, and there's some that just like it's there, you're in it. I think recently I've been in more of a rut where I struggle to like really commit to an idea. Like I think I have a lot of little unfinished things, and like with one of my songs that I produced this spring, I actually like found something in my drafts that I brought into this other song. So sometimes there's like some mix and matching. But I think it's a mix. Sometimes it's like a few hours a song is done. Maybe it's an hour, depending on how inspired I am. But yeah, it's a mix.
Yeah, a mix. Do you feel like though that maybe like the songs that click faster, do they maybe become like, do you feel like they're your strongest songs, or do you feel like it doesn't matter necessarily how long it takes you?
It does. I think I have a mix, but I think my best ones, from what I remember, are ones that were like, I started and I was done, and they were just there. Whereas some of the other ones that I like keep coming back to all the time, or like are mixing and matching, they're usually not, I think, the best one. And it's kind of weird because as an artist, like my best songs come when I'm emotionally very charged about something, and I kind of sit down and it's like you have to get it out, you have to do it. I think recently I've been kind of in like a monotonous state emotionally where I write, but then it feels like I'm really squeezing for something, like I'm really just squeezing the lemon. I don't know why that's the metaphor that came to mind, but I don't know. I feel like there was a time where I was just writing like so many songs a week. I was just feeling it, but those were also some of like either my best or hardest times emotionally. So I'm trying to navigate how to keep writing well, even when I'm kind of just like,
Right. Not in those tumultuous times. So you had mentioned, obviously, the ones that you're playing tonight are unreleased. I know from previous interviews with you that you started working on a project to produce some songs that you hope to release soon, and you started that at Middlebury.
Yeah.
So is this one of the songs that's on that project? And then just kind of tell us more about what the project is.
Yeah. So the project is 2 songs. This isn't one of them. Just to backtrack a bit, this song, actually, I think all 4 songs that I'm playing today, I did record a while back at Middlebury with some friends, with some drums, added some other stuff production-wise, did some backing vocals and everything. And I never released them because I think like from the engineering side, there's a lot that I still want to work on. And I wanted to make sure that what I'm putting out is good quality and I'm fully proud of it. So that one kind of went on the back burner just because I went up studied abroad and then, you know, senior year. So I want to come back to those soon. The project I did at Middlebury was 2 songs that were supposed to be like EDM tracks combined with my piano-based songwriting. And the focus is just how can I tie electronic music, my singer-songwriter background, and then also like themes as a woman that aren't really talked about in that genre of music. It was about exploring how all those 3 come together. So I think those songs are supposed to be telling stories that aren't often told by female artists in the pop EDM genre, especially since a lot of the times they're just the vocalists, sometimes the songwriters, but there's not many that are kind of like producing and performing and songwriting and DJing and kind of also talking about really real songwriter vibe experiences. So that project was about combining all of that and kind of finding an identity as an artist that's different. Because that's something I think about a lot is like, how do I differentiate myself? That's kind of a big question that I'm exploring every day.
Right. So what would you say are some of the stories that you feel like are untold that you're hoping to tell with this project?
Yeah. I think it's kind of just being real about maybe being disappointed by certain outcomes that aren't very realistic. Like I think as a woman and as a little girl growing up, you're told a lot of stories about the way that your life is supposed to go. Like we're fed a lot of things in the media and books and music about kind of like how our relationships are going to be or how our life is going to be or like how people perceive us, how we should be talking about ourselves in our music. And I think especially with Male Manipulator, it's just kind of like, you know, we shouldn't be giving them this much power over our thoughts and our confidence. And, you know, maybe there's something, like there's one lyric that refers to like, you know, you read a storybook every night thinking about the day that you're going to meet your prince or your, you know, and it's like, I don't have to do everything just to achieve that. I mean, if it comes, great, but it's just kind of about realizing like, you know, I'm my own person and I don't need to change anything or do anything to kind of please someone else.
Right. I love that. In your girl boss era.
I'm trying. I always used to write, you know, this song I just played. I love writing like sad, charged piano ballads, but I think with these songs, it's like turning that kind of like, oh, I'm sad, or you did this to me, and making it into like a, you know what, like, no.
Yeah.
I'm kind of standing against this, and I think music like EDM, rock, and really lets you kind of bring those emotions out more than kind of like the piano ballads. And I try to do that a bit with the piano playing too. And I have a song, the next song I'm playing is similar to these songs and the themes that it's exploring actually. So yeah, trying to do it both ways.
Yeah. Well, that's like the perfect segue. You did my job for me. So why don't we play your next song then?
Yeah, awesome. So this song is called Your Trophy. You mark your territory like I'm the face of glory, like you're the end to my story, but I won't give in. You act like you scored me when I'm really just kind. Didn't wanna let you down, won't be the queen to your crown. Uncomfortable in my own skin, and I don't need a man to prove it. You've gotta work harder for me before you show me off. I don't wanna be known for something you don't care about, for something you can't brag about. I don't wanna be known as your trophy. Everybody says you love me, no one else is approaching. I don't wanna be known as a trophy, babe. Adam da da dum da dum, Adam da da dum da dum, Adam da da dum da dum. You always know what you're doing with those daring eyes, with that glaring smile, but I won't give in. And you love walking this town with me on your arm, but I don't wanna play around, so keep your feet on the ground. I'm comfortable in my own skin, and I don't need a man to prove it. You've gotta work harder for me before you show me off. I don't wanna be known for something you don't care about, for something you can't brag about. I don't wanna be known as your trophy. Everybody says you love me, no one else is approaching. I don't wanna be known. I'm better than a blue dress, sequins, eyes squeaking, red lips, hair up, staple of the weekend, diamonds, cabarets, lemon, criminal, and looking good on you. I'm better than jet blaze, palm trees, broken promises, front seats, getaways, anything to make me stay and to get bored of it. I don't wanna be known for something you don't care about, for something you can't brag about. I don't wanna be known as your trophy. Everybody says you love me, no one else is approaching, babe. I don't wanna be known as your trophy. I don't wanna be, I don't wanna be, I don't wanna be known.
Your trophy. That really was like the perfect segue, right?
Yes.
So I guess kind of like to go along with what we were talking about before, do you feel like the timing of you choosing to release these songs like makes sense in your like arc as an artist? Like it seems like you were saying that like before you were kind of in this like emotional state. Maybe now do you feel like more self-assured and like confident that you feel ready to like change the narrative? Like, I don't know. This is the vibe I'm getting and I love it.
I love her. She's like, your question, you're just, yes, you put all the pieces together before I put them. I'm like, yes, that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
I think it is actually, now that you say it, because I think every artist goes through that period where, you know, you're going through something and you're writing a lot and that's your creative era. But also as an independent artist these days, we all know like it's like 20% making the music and then 80% like the social media and the booking and how am I branding myself and like, then I'm producing my own stuff. I'm, you know, connecting with, you know, people to mix my stuff or master it. And then it's like I need to play live and then I need to figure out my brand and I need to do a photo shoot. So I think, but to do all those things, you kind of need to have a narrative to hold on to. And I think for me, a big transition, like saying, okay, I'm going to do music full time is being just a lot more intentional about what I'm putting out there. And so I think like even this project, the last few months at school made me realize a lot of things about the kind of songs that I want to be writing and the message I want to put out and in the genre that I'm working in. And so, you know, this song, I wrote it 2 years ago, but like it would pair really well with some of these themes that I'm exploring more recently. So, you know, I think there's definitely perfect timing for everything. And maybe maybe I didn't put those things out because I didn't feel like I really found exactly what I want to say yet. So hopefully soon I'll be able to group some of these things together and come out on the other end with a new message, the new idea to put out.
No, I love it. I mean, you have such a confident presence when you're playing them, and I love like the message behind them. And I feel like from what you said, it just shows how much you have grown. So I guess kind of to go along with that, like, how do you just as a performer and an artist, like find the confidence in general to even put your art out there? And I feel like even more so being so outspoken, like on a topic, like speaking your mind, like how do you find the confidence to do that?
I think it's I know people ask me that because even like again I'm transitioning from a time where like a lot of my performing and identity as an artist came from a very small community at school where I was just performing for my peers a lot. And people would ask me like, don't you feel embarrassed to go up there and sing these songs? And like there would be like a yik yak with like 100 upvotes like, I wonder what men Marina's singing about. And I'm just like, oh my God, I forgot that like people actually care.
It's like you wish you knew.
I'm not. I'm just there, kind of like singing because it makes me happy. And I don't know. I think performing for me. I mean, I've performed since I was really little, whether it's like theater or like choir or things like that. Singing my own songs since I was 9 or 10 at the school talent show just gave me the most power that I had ever found in my life. Like I was always, very focused on school and like not shy, but not very like super duper open. And I think getting on stage and singing my songs just gave me this power. Like I made this, I can do this. And it just, that's the confidence was just there because I felt so good about what I was doing and I believed in what I was doing so much that like when I just perform, it's just like the only time in my life where I feel unstoppable, really. Like I overthink, I question everything I do. It seems like I'm confident, but I leave and like, I'm like, this and that. But I think in the moment, this is my element. Like I feel like this is where I belong. And I've gotten better. I used to be way more awkward. I don't know, Sarah, who's sitting here in the audience, has seen me perform since I was like 13. And I have seen some of those old videos and I'm just like not smiling, just like staring. And I have grown, even just like doing New York gigs, things like that. People tell me like you've changed. So I think it's also just, I've put myself out there as much as I can. So I wouldn't be able to do this if I hadn't just practiced. Honestly.
Right. And put yourself out there. It's all like a growth process. So I guess like where do you see yourself growing to next? Like what do you aspire to do as the next step with your music?
Yeah, I think I've been thinking about this every day.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not a student anymore. I'm going into life. How do I want to balance everything? I think for me, like wherever I end up, which I guess now is New York, is just I want to just get out there, meet people, not think about it too much. There's all these posts, just kind of make music, not be too obsessed over like this is the perfect recording. Just pump things out because I think the more you throw out, the more kind of boomerangs back. I think I've been a little more shy about what I put out and a bit too much of a perfectionist. I think some of the best advice I've gotten is like you just need to be real and just don't. I mean, you can take your time with it, but I think at this stage, I think I'm in my era where I need to just get out there more, whether it's like online or like at gigs. And things happen in the weirdest ways. Just from meeting someone randomly and then boom, you're on a radio show, right? Or boom, you're like at a wedding singing that's a gig, so right. You never know how success will happen for you.
Yeah, and I feel like New York is the perfect place for that because like everyone will say you'll just run into like, I mean, not even like a celebrity, but you never know who you're going to run into in New York, like whether it's a celebrity or just a connection. I mean, it's true in life in general, but I feel like especially there.
Yeah, I feel like whenever I'm there and I'm doing gigs, well, first of all, I meet people. Maybe it's in the audience. The best things I get out is like one of the other songwriters that was performing with me that can be a collaborator. There's someone in the audience who like maybe he's like an actor, but you connect and maybe it's a director who wants to like feature your song, or maybe it's an event planner that's like, hey, I'm trying to book a singer for this, or a photographer who, things like that would just pop up and you're like, wow, it's not only like other musicians that can help me, it's other creatives. And I think I'm just craving that environment, being around anyone who just has a love for creating.
Yeah, totally. I'm so excited for you. So in terms of like gigging in New York, I mean, you grew up in Vermont, you went to college in Vermont, you've been ingrained in the Vermont music scene. Tell us a little bit more about like the difference between performing in New York versus like performing here at home.
I think there was one summer where I really performed a lot here. And then other than that, I've been in New York. I think New York, like there is a community here, it's just very different. I think in New York, there's a lot more people who, you know, either they're traveling there to perform or they're like kind of younger stages, or like they're really there for like a really concrete reason, because it's a harsh city, and I think the people that get there are really like they're really serious about it. I've seen those people here too, but I think as a young creative, like again, it's like I said, it's not about the musicians, it's about all those other industries and people that can kind of lead you to where you want to go. I think here I enjoy the intimacy a lot of the venues, the kind of, it's not judgmental at all there, and like when you do find people that are kind of on the same path as you, like there can really be that genuine connection, whereas like in a place like New York there's thousands, right? So it can feel maybe a little less genuine or more transactional, more competitive. So I think they both have their pros and cons, and I definitely miss aspects of each wherever I am. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can always bop back and forth when you visit and continue to play in both locations. Awesome. Well, we would love to hear your third song of the evening. So what's next?
Yeah, this one is called Perfect for Her. I'm living life away from you, chatting down the street, and there you are, your hand in hers. But time hasn't done a thing to you or to your single pair of jeans, and that's what shit I used to wear. You're acting like you don't know me, babe, don't know me, babe, when I'm the reason that she's happy, babe, you know it, babe. I'm glad to see that you're smiling, just keep smiling, babe, 'cause she'll never have the patience that I did. You're perfect for her, she's living the dream, but I fixed you first 'cause you were broken for me. You're perfect for her, and you're down on your knees. Oh, what a shame you were broken, broken for me. She don't know, babe, she don't know, because you're perfect, you're perfect. And everybody says you never ask about me, and I wish that I could say I care, 'cause I know that you're terrified of facing that I'm better off and I've been revived. Oh, you're acting like you don't know me, babe, don't know me, babe, when I'm the reason that she's happy, babe, you know it, babe. I'm glad to see that you're smiling, just keep smiling, babe, 'cause she'll never have the patience that I did. You're perfect for her, she's living the dream, but I fixed you first 'cause you were broken for me. You're perfect for her, and you're down on your knees. Oh, what a shame you were broken, broken for me. She don't know, babe, she don't know, because you're perfect, so it says. You're perfect for her, but you never were. for me.
Perfect for her. Another great one. So tell us a little bit more about producing and recording and engineering. So I know that you obviously studied some of that and you do that on your own. For these songs coming out, how much of them have you produced yourself? Is it like completely self-produced? Have you had help? Take us through what that will look like.
Yeah, so for these ones that I worked on, I mean, a lot of it, the majority was like the live recording. So I recorded live drums, piano with some of my friends at Middlebury, and then I have my own setup at home. So produced all the vocals and the backup vocals, so when I was studying abroad, I worked on some of these songs as part of a independent study I was doing at a conservatory there. So working on more of like the mixing skills. So really trying to learn as much as I can myself. The 2 songs I worked on at Middlebury also mostly on my own, working closely with my professor. But I think I'm also reaching a point where it's like, okay, it's good to know the basics myself, especially for like mixing, mastering. But I definitely think that like at some point getting help and getting someone who's a professional to really get it to that place is important. Because, try to do everything, you're not really gonna be super duper good at some things. I think for me, like my favorite thing is obviously write the top line writing the song, the lyrics, the chord progressions, and I enjoy producing as well. I'm just still learning. It doesn't come as I can hear the things I want, but it's with the technology that I'm still getting better at like translating what I'm hearing in my head. If that makes sense.
No, totally. And it's a lot to do it all. And I think that's, something that a lot of people can relate to, that you realize like where your strengths lie. Like it's good to be, having the knowledge of everything, but also like what do you feel the most passionate about? If not even just a strength, like what are you drawn to the most?
Right.
So, no, I totally get that. Yeah. So do you have like a timeline of like, I know you're saying that like you're not quite sure yet when you're going to release them, but is there any like idea you have of like an ideal date that we can look forward to?
I think ideal date would be towards the end of this year.
Okay.
But I'm kind of also, I'm letting myself like chill out about it a bit, just because I have been on the move a lot and I have this like weird chapter ahead, and I'm trying to, it's like, I'm trying to find a full-time job. But then I'm also an artist, and it's like I'm spending hours a day applying and networking and being this business person. And then I'm like, shoot. So I'm kind of having a bit of an identity crisis right now, if I'm being completely honest. And it's hard to like, I'm trying to prioritize, and it's hard to do when I just feel like really blind. I think once I get a little more structure in my life and I'm settled in this new place and start meeting people, I think that's when I'm going to be confident to be like, okay, I can put this out now, because it takes a lot of energy and details, and I don't want to rush it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the nice thing about being an independent artist and being in the early stages of it, is like no one's on your back about anything. You can, which has its pros and cons, but like at the end of the day, it's when it feels right and the most authentic.
Yeah. No, totally. No need to rush. So in terms of like your dream job that you'd have in the city, are you hoping to do something that, and I know we talked about this like in our previous conversations, but are you hoping to do something that's like music adjacent? Or are you hoping to do something like completely different and then having music as its own thing in your world? Like, what are you hoping for?
Yeah, I think I'm open to a lot. Like I've done some amazing internships on the industry side, and I've loved those because I've learned really important skills as an artist, whether it's like working in performance rights or working in PR, music PR. I met some amazing people, so I'd love to keep doing that and learn as much about the industry as I can. But at the same time, I'm kind of staying open-minded because I'm passionate about other things too. And I think if I find a job that lets me be creative in some respect, whether it's like marketing or brand strategy or PR or, something where like I'm able to like come up with ideas and help people, help other artists or help a brand, or I think I'm kind of focused on the skills that I can build right now. I used to be very hyper focused on like I need to be in the music industry. But I think I'm realizing how much value there is in not only being immersed in a different world and meeting other kinds of people, but also for yourself keeping distance. Like, I'm doing my music and I'm an artist, but I'm also a professional in this other industry, learning other skills. And this day and age, a lot of things cross over anyway. And musicians are entrepreneurs more than ever right now. It's like mostly business. So there's value, I think, in anything I choose to do.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to see like what that ends up being, and I'm excited for you. So believe it or not, we're coming near the end of the show. So before we have you play your last song, we always just like to give our artists, the floor just to promote themselves. So where can we find your music? How can we support you the best? Social media, gigs, etc.
Yeah, so my Instagram is Marina Prikis, MarinaPrikis. My TikTok's Marina's Melodies. I've been experimenting there, so if you want to see more clips of newer songs, you can take a look there. And on my Instagram, you'll find in my bio, I have all my information, website, other channels, things like that. I have a blank canvas right now, which is very exciting in terms of gigs. I mean, this was one of my events for the summer, but I'm excited to get to New York and start booking things and meeting people and just a new chapter. So that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, stay tuned for the New York era gigs. I can't wait to see what you do. Awesome. Well, what is your last song of the night?
Yeah, so this last song's called Electricity. It's a little more upbeat. It's just a little more hopeful than the other one. It's like, love exists. It's okay. And sometimes I don't know what you guys are thinking. I did this gig once at City Hall Park 2 years ago, and this woman came up after me, and she's like, are you okay? Who are these people? I'm like, I promise it's fine. Like, I make it way worse in the song. Like, I get it out of my system. Don't worry, guys. Like,
it's for the art.
It's for the art. It's for the vibe. That's all. Okay, so this is Electricity. Butterflies flying, caressing my heart, and they're leading me to you. It's been a long while since I felt so alive, and I know it's 'cause of you. I have a lost sense of touch, dreaming of your eyes on mine. I am drawn, magnetized. I won't try to define electricity when you look at me, when you call my name. I can never stay away, never stay away. Electricity in every word we say, in every touch we share. I can never stay away, never stay away from you. There's something about you, 'cause I feel like I've known you for a lifetime or more. You feel like home and you feel like rain. I never thought it would pour again. Now I'm deep in your ocean, in your ocean. I have a lost sense of time, dreaming of your hazel eyes. I am drawn, mesmerized. I won't try to define electricity when you look at me, when you call my name. I can never stay away, never stay away. Electricity in every word we say, in every touch we share. I can never stay away, never stay away from you. You pull me like a magnet, and I can't resist it. You pull me like a magnet, pull me like a magnet. Oh, you pull me like a magnet, and I can't resist it. You pull me like a magnet, pull me like a magnet. They say that you're my downfall, but they don't know who you said that I'd know better, but I can stay away. I'll live and learn as always. There's the electricity when you look at me, when you call my name. Electricity in every word we say, in every touch we share. I can never stay away from you. You pull me like a magnet, and I can't resist it. You pull me like a magnet, pull me like a magnet. Oh, you pull me like a magnet, and I can't resist it. You pull me like a magnet, pull me like a magnet.
Marina Prikis with Electricity. Well, Marina, we are at the end of the show, but thank you so much for coming on Rocket Shop and performing for us tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I had so much fun, learned a lot of things about myself, and yeah, loved this. It was so fun.
Yeah, and we will make sure to stay up to date with all of your new beginnings in the big city. So good luck with everything.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you so much to Big Heavy World and Rocket Shop for having me and for making this space for musicians. It's much appreciated. And
of course, as much as we can do, we try. Well, everyone listening, make sure to follow along with Marina as she described on all of the socials and whatnot that she shared previously. But as for now, this has been Rocket Shop Radio Hour. I'm your host, Abby BK. And up next week, we will have a band here on the 27th. So make sure that you tune in as usual at our usual time. But yeah, thanks so much for tuning in tonight. Once again, I'm your host, Abby BK, and we'll see you next time. Have a good night.
Yay! I feel like clapping. Yay! That was so fun.
Yeah, we're all